Oh, you there? Can you hear me? What's up, Ashley? Every time every time I try to do this, I don't know why it tells me to schedule the stream, and then when I want to schedule it, then it doesn't schedule. So I'm just figuring all this out in the streaming world. What's going on, Ashley? Candy, the family. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's really roomy in here. How you guys doing tonight? You guys good? Thank you guys. Thank you for joining, especially on such short notice. So I wanted to pick up where we left off last night, and I was showing you guys this song right here. So there's no vocals in the verses. What's up, Nate? What's up, Jared? Mister. I like that name. It's a good name, Mister. Mister. How you guys doing tonight? You good? So I wanted to show you what I'm going to do on the verse here. And I'm going to put this, I should probably start with my effects chain. So I'm using Pro Tools right now, and some people like to record their vocals dry. Some people like a lot of effects on their vocals. It just depends, on the singer. I've recorded a lot of singers and records I've produced that they just like it really dry. Some people like a lot of compression, a lot of reverb, a lot of delay, and make it feel like they're actually, in the song and they're hearing it how they would hear it as if it were mixed already. So I'll show you what I use. It's kind of a simple change, just some compression. On a song like this, I will use some autotune just because it kind of just serves the sound of the song. A lot of times I won't record with autotune. I find that my pitch is better. Sometimes I put it on and it's worse or better, depends. So I'm just doing a low cut right here, like 124, just gets rid of a lot of the bottom end. And then I'm putting a little tune on because of this, just the kind of record it is. It's like an affected record vocally. And then a little bit of this Waves CLA compression. You can see it working. And I'm using, in my vocal chain, a little bit of a different chain tonight. I'm using a different mic pre-compressor. It's this tube one called Bishop by Gain Lab, because I want to go for this very saturated, very, squishy vocal sound, which this gives me because it's tubes, and it's actually got like 3 tubes in it. And so you'll hear it now. You can hear what it sounds like right now. Let me take this tune off so it doesn't sound too crazy. And then let me crank it up a little bit. So now you can hear it like it's picking up a lot of room, but I don't really care because I'm going to be singing very softly. This room isn't really fully treated or anything, but you can hear it kind of working. If you know what compression is and you do music, then if you go, oh, it doesn't really sound much louder than if I take it off. So I kind of had this idea that I wanted to use it as an effect when I go into the song, and then I'm gonna put back the tuning, and then I'm gonna add this plugin I actually got for free. It's by Safari Pedals called Fox Echo Chorus. So let's hear it like that. Check. So it's got a little tape delay. It's kind of cutting the bottom a little bit more. Let me turn down the treble a little bit on it. And it just gives it this kind of like, it's just a great feeling as a singer when you have a lot of compression and delay. And that's probably too much. I'll take it off. You can hear what it sounds like without it. So that's kind of the chain I'm using for this. And the reason I'm putting it all on while I'm singing is because it's kind of like part of the effect. And I'll show you guys what it sounds like. So I'm gonna do a first pass of a vocal here. And you can kind of hear what it's gonna sound like. And it's gonna come in really hot, way too hot, but I'm gonna gain it down. It's definitely clipping, but it's working, who cares? I'll put the click on because I like a click on sometimes when I sing. You think that you know me. Oh, my bad, not even recording. Had it inputted. You think that you know me. You know what I'm about. Got all your best intentions and all your plans laid out. You take what you're given, no matter what the cost. Your world will keep on spinning, but here's where I get off. So that's what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna gain it down because it's coming in crazy hot. So let's listen back to that. Again, I'll probably do this like 3-4 times to get a take I like. Sorry about that, to get a take I like, but let's listen back to that. You think that you know me. You know what I'm about. Got all your best intentions and all your plans laid out. You take what you're given, no matter what the cost. Your world will keep on spinning, but here's where I get off. So I probably do that like a few times, and then you get an idea of what it will sound like. Some of the breaths are really loud, but it's kind of like, who cares, because you know I can always gain those down. I had this setting that I liked with this preamp. It just felt so good. It was like so fun to sing into. So I just rolling with that right now. What's up, money lover? We're literally getting to see the magic. Yeah, man, come on. That's what we do here. Miles is on. That's my son. Hey, he's typing. He's typing daddy. So cool. He's a big YouTube fan, so everybody say what's up to Miles. We got Italy in the house. Jared, Ashley, Chase the Dice, Phil Cheesesteak, another great name. This is great to watch, learning the sea ways of the Rudolf. I love you too, baby. McKenna, Phil Cheesesteak. So, hey, Chase the Dice said, what's up, Miles? Hello, everyone. That's cool. All right, so I'm gonna do the second verse. Again, the same kind of thing. We're just gonna lay in like, you know, what I would probably do 5 or 6 times, let's just say, to be safe at least. I walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Who can run the little further. As you can see, it's, hang on, let me take this off. It's clipping like crazy here, but I just like the way this is. I actually tried to lower the output of the mic pre. It wouldn't even go any lower, so this is what we got. But this is cool. This is gonna work. So let's listen back to this with the effect. Actually, hear it back without the effect first so you can get an idea and compare. I walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Who can run the and this is going to be with the effect, so it's a lot more effective. I walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Who can run the farthest? Get up when they're not down. But whenever it's the darkest, don't ever count me out, 'cause I'll be on my grind. I'll be on my grind. I'll be in my own lane, rolling like a freight train. I'll be on my grind. I'll be on my grind. Okay, so you get the idea. Check. So now, hold on. Wait, now we're coming in crazy on that. All right. So I'm going to try, I might double that. I might record a few, I'm definitely going to record a few more, but I want to get some harmony ideas to this. And I hear a couple things. I laid in a couple rough things, which I'll play with now. But let me do this. Sorry. Oh, I miss you too, baby. I miss you too. Thank you. Your voice takes on us a journey, high or low or somewhere in between. You're a vocal chameleon. Yeah, man. Well, the truth is, you know, I never consider myself one of like those natural singers in the sense that, you know, your Whitney Houstons and your Adeles and your real amazing type singers that you'd expect to be that amazing. I was always more of like a vocal stylist. So I was like, you know, to give you an example, like a Peter Gabriel or a Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction, or even John Lennon was a vocal stylist. I can't say he was like a singer's singer, but he just knew how to channel his tone. Phil Collins is another good example. And then kind of any rock singer, you know, in between all those is you're really a vocal stylist. It's screaming, it's communicating emotion. And, you know, I've never been one for the vocal acrobatics. And, you know, I could also say that it's because I can't do that, but maybe I could if I learned, maybe I can't, I don't know. But it's not my vibe. I like raw emotion and sort of an untrained sound. So let's try these harmonies and see what we get. And I'm gonna turn down that compression a little bit because I want it to, and I should probably shout out Gain Lab Bishop because they did hook me up on this. So, but I'm not advertising. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So, anyway, for this chain, it's gonna be the same. There we go. It's going to be the same thing, except I have a little bit of lo-fi on this. I don't know if you know about this plugin. This is like an OG Pro Tools plugin. And this was the distortion saturation plugin before any of these companies came out with any tape emulations or you know, there's a lot of kind of fancy looking plugins that have come out since that look, you know, the graphics are amazing. But they don't do what this does. And what this does is it just gives you this really, I'm turning it up as you can see, it's just a very cool, natural tube distortion. A lot of people sleep on these plugins that Pro Tools came out with originally, like their EQs and a lot of the stuff that's proprietary, you know, to their DAWs. But sometimes these plugins actually have the least phasing and sort of the least interference. They're the lowest latency sometimes. And most of, like, some of the best mixers in the world are my friends, and they still use them. And they don't get everything new. You don't have to buy a bunch of stuff. If you have Logic, if you have Pro Tools, if you have Ableton, you can use what came with them. And yeah, there's other great options out there, but you don't need to go crazy spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on plugins just because they look like old analog gear. It doesn't necessarily make a difference at all, and it doesn't change your record. You can use these. And so this is something that I've been using for years. It's always been part of my tone. And even at times when I went over to Logic or Ableton, I couldn't just get used to not having lo-fi. Maria Sun Project, hello from my music page. Hello. See, that's what I love. You keep us guessing and surprised every time, really leaning into the emotion. Yeah, man. All about experimentation. That's true. It's all about experimentation. Especially, I'm a big believer in using what you got, you know. A lot of people, it's like those people who, like, they're going to take up jogging and they buy the tracksuit and the thing and the sneakers and the whole thing, and they never end up jogging, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with being creative. It's like using what you have. If you got a tambourine, you got a thing, you got to throw a microphone up, you don't have to have a lot of stuff, and you probably shouldn't get it in the beginning. A lot of people are just gearheads and they don't really make anything. You know, they just collect things and try it out and return it and buy it, and, you know, I've gone through those phases too. But I like using the stuff that's like the most basic. I used to use an MPC 2000, which is what I did with my whole first album, Let It Rock On. And it was such a cool box because it's just the way it quantizes, the drums hit so hard, and everyone that I was a fan of, you know, the Neptunes and Kanye and, you know, everyone back in the day was using MPCs. When I was with Timbaland, I used to play guitar with Timbaland, and I played a lot on his records. He would use an ASR 10. Kanye's using ASR again, and that thing sounds so beefy and so nasty. It's amazing. It's just instant distortion. And now everything's so clean, so it's like we have to continually add tape distortion and saturation on a lot of these things because it just doesn't sit in the mix right, because you've got all this digital, you know, these VSTs, and they don't always sit right in their frequency. All about experiment. Phil Cheesesteak, I know this is vocals. Maybe you can answer at the end. As a guitarist, do you ever use MIDI guitar or always real, or both at the same time? No, I really have not connected with any. If you're talking about like VSTs for guitar, I haven't found anything that I like, and I'm not necessarily looking for something that's going to imitate a regular guitar. It could just be a cool sound. There's a couple of sounds in Serum that I like that are guitar-like, but they're not like the guitar VSTs. If you're talking about MIDI guitar, as in an actual guitar that you trigger MIDI notes from, I did have one called a Zetar like years ago, and I tried it, and the latency just was too much for me. You know, I couldn't really get into it. But now there's probably better stuff, so maybe I should try to find one. It's just funny when you're trying to like play a synth or a piano and your fingers are moving and it's triggering notes that you don't want. You have to cut them out. It just seemed more complicated. I can sit here all day and listen to advice. Yeah, man, come on, we're doing this. We're doing this. All right, so I'm gonna try those harmonies now. Thanks, VSTs, much appreciated. Yeah, placeholder, and it's fine, man. If that's what you got and you're not a guitar player, then use that. I don't like shit on people who don't play guitar just because I do. If they have a creative way of using a synth to make a sound that sounds like a guitar, maybe a fake guitar, that's cool too. I appreciate all you do for us. I appreciate you guys being here and supporting. This is fun. It's fun. I figured I was going to do vocals anyway, so let's do them together. All right, let's see. So I'm back now. I'm back on another track. I'll add a little bit of reverb and delay just for effect. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see what comes to me. You think that you know me, plans laid out. You take what you give. So let me go back here. I hear something. You take all your plans laid out. You take what you give. It's all your plans laid out. You take what you given, no matter what the cost. Do that again. You given, no matter what the cost. Your world will keep on spinning. Let me get that again. No matter what the cost. That sucked. Sorry. No matter what the cost, your world will keep on spinning. Hang on. No matter what the cost, your world will keep on spinning. So that's an idea of that. Let me go to another track. I might want to add. I want to see if I can get another note in there and see what that does. Again, I'm just playing. I'm just seeing what sounds good. I don't want to, I'm not doing thirds or fifths or anything specific. I'm just messing around, really. You know what I'm about. Let's try this. You think that you know me. You know what I'm about. You think that you know me. You know what I'm about. Got all your best intentions and all your plans laid out. That's the double. I did that already. Your best intentions and all your plans laid out. I don't like that. Your best intentions. All your best intentions and all your plans laid out. Your best intentions and all your plans laid out. That's your best intentions and all your plans laid out. Your best intentions and all your plans laid out. You take what you. Let me try to hear what. Take what you get. Take what you. Take what you. Take what you. You take what you get. One more time. You take what you given, no matter what the cost. Your world will keep on spinning. You get that? No matter what, world. No matter what the cost, your world will keep on spinning. I probably will leave that one out. Let's take that out anyway. Again, this is rough. We're just playing, but at least we have stuff to choose from now. Okay. So let's hear this together, and I'm going to pan these left and right hard now, and I'm going to turn them down like a lot because they're just supposed to be tucked in, and they might even be something where I would put a little bit of extra crazy reverb on, or do something to make them a little bit more atmospheric. One thing I could do is, for example, I could filter them out. Like, let's say I add an EQ here, and this is a Fab Filter EQ. And I'll take this vocal here, like this. You know what I'm about. And I could put like a telephone type EQ on it. You know what I'm about. You know what I'm about. I may use that or I may not, but that's just something. Sometimes when you're recording background vocals, you don't want them to be the same texture as your actual vocal. It just kind of can sound very like Peter, Paul, and Mary, folky, especially if you're using like complex harmonies. Not that these are complex, but it'll just give it some air and some texture, things moving in and out of the mix. Philly cheesesteak. You pan left and another right in the main. So what I would do is I would pan these harmonies hard left and hard right, right? So I'd do one note on the left, another on the right, and the lead vocal is going to be in the center. And if sometimes then what I'll do, if I'm doing like a very thick vocal or something I want to sound that's fully doubled, what I'll usually do is I'll do another vocal under it. I'll have it about 6 dB lower, and I'll pan it probably like 15 to 20 to the right, and that'll just give it a basic double sound. If I'm going for like a real double like on a chorus, what I'll do is I'll have one hard left and hard right, and if I want to really stack it one more, I'll still keep that one that's panned a little bit. So that'll end up being like 4 vocals. It just depends on the song. You have to try it, and you have to see what works with the song. Is that autotune? Yes, there is autotune on there. This song qualifies as an autotune song for me. This is definitely something that needs autotune for sure, and it's fun to sing through. Doesn't mean you can't sing. There's no shame in autotune. Everyone uses autotune. I've worked with everybody, and everybody uses autotune. It's no big deal. Joe Shin, I've been a huge fan of you since I was a young teen and forever will be. You make awesome music. Glad I get the chance to see you. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, thank you for joining. It's so cool. Pandora hasn't played Great Escape. I know. I don't know what's going on with Pandora. You know, it's like it goes through a label, it goes through their distribution. Where it lands, nobody knows, but hopefully it's there for everybody, and it's like that's something I definitely can't control. Sorry about that. You truly have to get down to the nitty-gritty for every section, like to get it just the way you want it to. Makes you appreciate. I appreciate you appreciating. That's cool, man. Thank you. Grew up on your music when I was in elementary school. Hell yeah. Nice to see you here, a musician. Yeah, you're a musician now. We're learning how to do it. You play bass. That's sick. I'm excited that you guys are on here. That I get to show you this stuff because it's fun. It's fun to do and it's fun to show. What software? It's Pro Tools. It's Pro Tools. Yeah. I mean, like I said last night, I use Pro Tools. I use Ableton to make beats sometimes. I've used Logic. I was in a Studio One phase for a while, but when it comes to vocals, guitars, live instruments, Pro Tools is just the easiest, it's the most comfortable, and I always keep coming back to it. So let's hear this with it panned. Again, it's not perfect, but you know, we're sort of making it up as we go along here. You think that you know me, you know what I'm about. Got all your best intentions and all your plans laid out. You take what you're given, no matter what the cost. Your world will keep on spinning, but here's where I get off. I'll be on my grind. I'll be on my grind. I'll be on the only freight train. So I'm gonna do the second verse. Let's see what we get. I'll walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Well, I had one in there, an old one, that was cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Okay. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Who can run the farthest? Get up when they're knocked down. Do it again. Run the farthest. Get up when they're knocked down. But whenever it's the darkest, whenever but whenever So let's try another track on top of that. Let's take this filter off. Okay. So I'll always, by the way, sorry for all that reverb. I'll always kind of still leave them a little bit centered and down. When I'm recording, I like the one that I'm recording to be so I can hear it well, and I like it in the middle. And then if I, on the previous harmony, I won't pan it hard left because I kind of want to hear if it's, you know, gelling with the new vocal. But I'll keep it panned like, I don't know, 30, 40 to the left, and I'll keep that one down. So this is just me, you know, anyone, you can do it any way you want. But this is what I'm doing. All right, let's see. Let me take some of the reverb off too. Check. All right. You're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire. Get up here. Touch. I'm up here on the wire. Touch. I'm up here on the wire. While you just stand and watch. I mean, that's kind of a double of the lead, but it's on the wire. While you just stand and watch. On the wire. While you just stand and watch. No. On you just stand on the wire. While you just stand and watch. On the wire. While you just stand and watch. Who can run? You just stand and watch. Who can run the far? Let's try that. You just stand and watch. Who can run the farthest? You just stand and watch. Who can run the farthest? Get up when they're knocked down. But whenever it's the darkest. All right, so let's see how these sound. You guys doing good? Sorry, I gotta switch screens here. I never thought I'd be sitting here listening to the same cool artist I looked. I appreciate that. Thank you. Never did I think. Hell yeah. Christmas morning. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the love. All right, let's hear this. We got him panned. We got him down. Again, it's rough, but let's see. Take this one out. I walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire while you just stand and watch. Who can run the farthest? Get up when they're knocked down. But whenever it's the darkest, don't ever count me out, 'cause I'll be on my grind. I'll be on my grind. I'll be in my own lane, rolling like a freight train. Oh, by the way, another cool thing with this song, I started this, actually wrote all of it with, started in Nashville, and I was living in Nashville, and there's a really cool writer named Tim Nichols, and we were writing a lot of country records. I had a hit with Keith Urban called "Little Bit of Everything," and after that, I was doing a lot of Nashville like writing sessions, and met this guy named Tim Nichols, and we were writing country songs for country artists, and he said, "Man, I want to work on your stuff," and I was like, "Why? Really?" You know, I was thinking like, we're in Nashville, but he said he want to work on stuff with me, so we wrote a few songs together, and this is one of them, and it's super cool. He's a really cool guy, and he's definitely like one of the more seasoned dudes out there. He had written "Live Like You Were Dying" and a lot of big country songs, a lot of ballads too, a lot of amazing songs. So we wrote this one, and I think it's pretty sick. This is the coolest thing ever. Kevin making music and talking to us. Hell yeah. This may sound odd, but it's reminding me of Billy Corgan and Beck. Yeah, no, those are both incredible artists. I appreciate that. I love both those artists. They're great. So probably like the nasal whininess is Billy Corgan for sure. He's a cool singer though. What do I set my auto tune at? On this, it's not too crazy. I have it here. You can see it. This is auto tune. This is actually like the kind of lower end auto tune, but I like the simplicity of it. It just sounds right. It just sounds good in my voice. It's the EFX one. I have the retune speed at 23. I have the humanized at 0. I have the mix. It's in a low male. So the reason I kind of kept it in the low male is, from what I understand, the algorithm of auto tune senses the frequencies and what to tune within your voice. And there's a lot of people who only use low male. I'm singing kind of low on the verses, and then I've got it to B, and then I've got it to chromatic. So you can set it to minor, major, or chromatic. On Autotune Pro, you can do a lot of other scales. I have it on chromatic because this song is kind of interesting in that every bar it's actually changing from minor to major. So it's a you can run the so where you're major, no 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 no. So it's like minor to major. It's not really either. It's kind of Let It Rock is also like that too. It's the and you take your time and you do your you get what's your so like in that song I'm playing F major, G major, then really a D major, which is in a major scale, but it's played as like basically like just a 1 and a 5. So it sounds like it might be major, it might be minor. It's just the 1 note and the 5 note in those chords. So you can't really tell. So it gives you that ability to move around. There's not a lot of big songs. I was pretty proud of that with Let It Rock, that I got one in there that was that melodically strange, really, that it just went from minor to major. There's only probably a few songs in history that have done that. And so this is one of those songs, so that's why I have it set like that. Walk through the fire that you're afraid to touch. I'm up here on the wire. And that's where you get that minor to major. Up here on the wire. That's the major note right there. So that's why I have it set. That's the longest answer in history of why I had it set to chromatic. So anyway, that's like a basic, still one of my favorite country albums. I'm surprised, and surprisingly, I don't listen to that genre. Some hidden gems in there, like some of the country flair you've done, like Hold Your Head High. Speaking of Hold Your Head High, I actually found a version of it about a couple weeks ago that I had done before the one I put out, and I think it's actually better. And my friend Jimmy Douglas had mixed it, and it's pretty freaking sick. It's a lot tougher than the one with the acoustic guitars. For some reason, I got back on my country thing with the acoustic guitars with that song, but it wasn't originally written like that. It's pretty sick. It's pretty anthemic. So I might even put that out before this. Big fan ever since I heard Spit in Your Face. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I love that. That was supposed to be a single for Wayne, actually, and then supposedly it got leaked, and then I said, can I use it for my album? And he said, cool. Can you do a beat on Great Escape? I have to actually bring that up. I have the hard drive with all the stuff from In the City, and I'm gonna be streaming that stuff. I'm gonna bring it up. All right, so anyway, let's listen through to what we got, and then we'll pick this up again soon. Let's hear it. You think that you know me, you know what I'm about. Got all your best intentions and all your plans laid out. You take what you give, no matter That's verse 1, and here's verse 2, what we did. And there it is. That's what we got. We made some progress tonight. Haunting echoes. Yeah, that reverb does go hard. It's this Safari pedals. I mean, you could get that sound with any kind of tape delay. You could get that with like Galaxy Echo or whatever that UAD plugin was. There's another one I like a lot. Honestly, I'm gonna put you guys on if you want one of the best tape delays. It's by a company called Cherry Audio, and it's called Stardust. Oh man, that's amazing. It just has so much dimension. So cool sounding. Thanks, Kevin. Very helpful. Gonna have to download Twitch. Hell yeah, download Twitch. I'm gonna hop on there. Sorry, I'm shouting out Twitch on YouTube, but I want to get on Twitch and I want to do some of this stuff there. And I want to start my video game career, and I want to play 80s and 90s video games only. I want to play like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I want to play ER Kung Fu and Kung Fu Master. And like those are my games. Rock can influence country and vice versa. Reminds me when Bon Jovi, that's true, wrote Lost Highway. Absolutely. Rock and country are like they go hand in hand, and you know, rock really is country, and they're the same thing, kind of, you know. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and love you guys, and you're amazing for being here. This is so cool. I'm going to be doing more of this, and definitely join my Twitch channel. It's called The Kevin Rudolf. I have like no followers right now, so if all of you guys could hop on there and join, and then I'll do some music, I'll do some video games, I'll do some ranting, and all right, well, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great night.